So what's going to happen is that the prosecution will submit a sentencing memorandum, the defense will do the same, and the prosecution will argue that there are aggravating circumstances here. The prosecution, I think, will argue that there is evidence that and facts that the jury heard which are related to the crimes that he was convicted of that indicate that there should be prison time in this case.
Gene Deal has finally spoken out, and his words are shaking the entire country. Behind the scenes, the hip-hop world is in full panic mode. Why? Because someone who was once one of Diddy's closest and most trusted men is now exposing the secrets people used to only talk about in whispers and private messages. Gene isn't just a bitter ex-employee, he was deep inside Diddy's inner circle. And now, he's claiming that Diddy wasn't just tied to a human trafficking ring that's currently under federal investigation, but may have also been involved in one of the most shocking events in music history, the murder of Tupac Shakur.
They did not want East Coast rappers to get big. They were suppressing all new artists that was coming out of New York. Jay and Diddy was doing that.
The accusations are serious. Gene Deal has repeatedly claimed that Diddy was deeply connected to both the FBI and the criminal underworld, and that those two sides often crossed paths in dangerous ways. If Gene is telling the truth, then Diddy isn't just another celebrity with a dark past. He's someone who built his entire empire on manipulation, spying, and violence. Deal says Diddy didn't just keep secrets, he was the secret. He was always at the center of the chaos, carefully staying just out of reach. But now, years after the bullets stopped flying on the streets of Las Vegas, it looks like the storm is finally catching up to him.
Down. That's one reason, other than the Irv Gotti that 50 was going through and the poison they was putting in about 50, he had to go elsewhere to California or with Jay and not with Dre and Eminem to get a deal.
The stakes are huge because these claims aren't just being thrown around in some random podcast. They're clashing directly with real court drama happening right now. Federal prosecutors have already stunned the public by revealing that a key witness, known as Victim 3, in the updated indictment, has gone missing. Not just hard to find, completely vanished. No confirmed location, no contact, and not even a word from her lawyers. According to court documents, she was prepared to deliver explosive testimony involving years of coercion, illegal parties, and secret recordings allegedly arranged by Diddy himself. Now, that testimony might never be heard. And behind closed doors, people are asking the one chilling question no one wants to say out loud. Did someone make her disappear?
Is that New York rappers was getting 80 to 100, 800 to 1.2 million, or some larger than that, and sign with labels back then.
We're not the only ones asking questions. Legal experts are now comparing this entire situation to a Ghislaine Maxwell-style operation, only this time, it's wrapped in designer suits and platinum records. Some former employees even say that Diddy's longtime chief of staff acted just like Maxwell, claiming she arranged escorts, planned drug-fueled parties, and handled NDAs like a mob accountant keeping track of hush money. Court records describe disturbing scenes, freak-offs, where women were forced to perform while Diddy allegedly watched and recorded everything for leverage. Victims say he threatened to release those tapes if they didn't do what he wanted. And during a raid on Diddy's mansion, one federal agent reportedly found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, calling it clear proof of a large-scale, organized, and relentless operation. But things are only getting hotter. Gene Deal isn't the only one coming undone under the weight of the past. Enter Suge Knight. From behind bars, with his empire gone and nothing left to lose, Suge is now pouring gasoline on the fire. From his prison cell, he's reportedly confirmed major parts of a long-standing rumor that Diddy offered a huge bounty, possibly millions, to take out Tupac Shakur. And according to newly unsealed court documents in the Shakur case, Diddy's name came up more than 40 times in a secret police interview with Keefe D., the last surviving suspect in the 1996 drive-by shooting. Keefe told investigators that Diddy didn't just suggest violence, he demanded it. His alleged words, "I'll give anything for that dude's head," Whether he meant Suge, Tupac, or both, the meaning is just as chilling.
And that was to destroy East Coast rap. And what I mean by that, and I know people gonna be like, yo, Gene is out of his mind and everything like that. Check this out, brother.
And here's the shocking part. According to Keefe D's account, that bounty wasn't some secret threat whispered in private. It was allegedly said out loud in front of a room full of people. Just days later, Tupac Shakur was ambushed on the Vegas Strip, shot multiple times, and died in a hospital shortly after. Diddy has always denied any involvement, calling the accusations pure fiction. But prosecutors now have transcripts, audio recordings, and witnesses, and no one's laughing anymore. As the trial moves forward, more and more connections are being made. One former LAPD detective says Keefe D's confession should have blown the case wide open years ago, but power and silence kept it buried. Now that the truth is starting to break through, the fallout could be massive. If even part of this is real, it points to a man who used his fame and influence to twist police investigations, control witnesses, and protect himself at all costs. Gene Deal also claims Diddy has secretly been an FBI informant for years, giving just enough information to stay in their good graces while shielding his empire from collapse. And now, all the rumors about missing witnesses, lost files, and silenced victims aren't sounding like conspiracy theories anymore. They're starting to look like a carefully executed plan. But things are only getting hotter. Gene Deal isn't the only one coming undone under the weight of the past. Enter Suge Knight. From behind bars, with his empire gone and nothing left to lose, Suge is now pouring gasoline on the fire. From his prison cell, he's reportedly confirmed major parts of a long-standing rumor that Diddy offered a huge bounty, possibly millions, to take out Tupac Shakur. And according to newly unsealed court documents in the Shakur case, Diddy's name came up more than 40 times in a secret police interview with Keefe D, the last surviving suspect in the 1996 drive-by shooting. Keefe told investigators that Diddy didn't just suggest violence, he demanded it. His alleged words, "I'll give anything for that dude's head." Whether he meant Suge, Tupac, or both, the meaning is just as chilling.
Just different things that's not really beef though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him
Okay,
like that.
damn.
Gene Deal has already said he's received threats, and someone close to him claims he was recently attacked in what didn't seem like a random mugging, but a clear warning. Still, Gene isn't backing down. If anything, the threats have only made him louder, bolder, and more determined to expose everything, even if it means naming names and burning every bridge he once protected. Meanwhile, insiders say more former employees are thinking about coming forward, but they're scared they'll end up like Victim 3. And let's talk about her. Victim 3 was supposed to be the prosecution's strongest witness, ready to expose just how deep this goes. She had allegedly told authorities she wanted to testify under her real name. She was ready to take the stand. Then silence. She's no longer in New York. The feds can't locate her. Her lawyer won't respond. And now the prosecution admits they may have to proceed without her. Think about that. A woman prepared to reveal a decade of abuse and link Diddy directly to federal crimes just disappears before the trial even starts. Some say this could collapse the entire case, but others believe the story is too big to bury. With Gene Deal speaking out, Suge Knight backing key claims, and growing evidence connected to Keefe D's confession, this isn't just about a missing witness anymore. It's about a man who may have built a billion-dollar empire while operating in the shadows. Diddy continues to deny everything. His legal team insists the freak-offs were consensual and that the videos found in his homes are irrelevant. But prosecutors aren't buying it. They claim the footage, the testimonies, and the sealed NDA documents hold the kind of truth that puts people behind bars for life.
Trust nobody. In Hollywood, specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
And this missing witness isn't the only disturbing twist. Federal agents now claim that Diddy used jailhouse phone privileges to secretly coordinate with people on the outside, allegedly manipulating witnesses while locked up. Through three-way calls, hidden code words, and unauthorized access, this wasn't the behavior of someone panicking. It was calculated. It was strategic. That level of control has led prosecutors to believe they're not just dealing with a morally corrupt celebrity, but possibly the mastermind of a criminal empire that's been running for decades. Investigators have already started calling this case a twisted blend of R. Kelly, Jeffrey Epstein, and the dark side of Hollywood. And the scariest part? They haven't even revealed everything yet. The most explosive evidence, the kind that could connect the human trafficking charges directly to the old-school LA gang violence, might still be buried in hard drives, wiretaps, and sealed witness statements the court hasn't even seen.
Jay-Z got his ass whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got his ass. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
Meanwhile, Suge Knight is reportedly willing to testify. He's already told sources that what he knows could completely destroy the carefully crafted image of Mr. Bad Boy once and for all. And when asked if Diddy was afraid of Tupac back in the day, Keefe D's taped response was immediate. He didn't name a price, but said Diddy wanted the man's head. According to Keefe, after Tupac was gone and Diddy ran into his crew, he wouldn't even look them in the eye. He wasn't paying attention to the women around, just staring at the car, visibly shaken. Keefe said, he was tripping, like this dude's scared. And if that fear was real, then the question becomes, what else is Diddy afraid of? According to 3 former employees who once worked at his homes in Miami and Los Angeles, there's something much bigger, something they call the vault. It's said to be a private, password-protected archive filled with decades of digital footage, tapes, and encrypted files. Not just grainy home videos or basic surveillance, this is allegedly the ultimate collection of leverage. Footage from the infamous freak-offs, where phones were confiscated, NDAs were passed around like party favors, and no one left without giving up something, on camera. What's in the vault? That's the million-dollar mystery prosecutors are desperate to solve. Former Bad Boy insiders claim the archive contains everything from high-profile guests caught in illegal acts to compromising footage of athletes, music executives, and even individuals with government ties. Not just willing participants, allegedly victims too. Some were too young, others were too intoxicated to consent, and some, like Victim 3, may have been ready to testify until someone reminded them just how much destruction the vault could still unleash.
Talk about the filth that's starting to come out in the early days of the Diddy trial. This, of course, is P. Diddy. Surprise, surprise, he's a creep. Surprise, surprise, he's done horrible things.
This isn't just a scandal. It's the unraveling of a legacy built on fear, silence, and control. As prosecutors close in, as witnesses disappear, and as whispers turn into evidence, one thing is clear: the truth is no longer hiding. The vault may be real. The damage may already be done. And if what's locked inside ever sees the light, it won't just end careers, it could expose an entire generation of secrets that were never meant to be told. Diddy may be the face, but the shadows behind him stretch far and wide. So now the question isn't just who falls, but how deep the rot goes. Stay locked in, because what comes next might shake the entire culture to its core. Subscribe now, because the storm is far from over.